We are live. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Late Horror Show. I'm Dino. That's Dave, and I'm going to check to see if we are live on our YouTube channel because Restream has messed up completely, and yeah, it looks like it's going to have a whole new live. Let's see. Refresh here.
I'm going to go to YouTube.
Yes. We are live here. Okay, so that did that. Listen, I'm going on. We are live, but I'm doing this on the. Let's see. I'm trying to figure all this out, people. Restream sucks. Why did they do this? Why did they change it? There's Charlie Chan. Let me change the thumbnail, Dave. Let me. I've got to do everything new. This is just so ridiculous. Hello, Bubba. Hello, Philip Blair. I can't hear you now, Dave. You're muted. Yeah.
I said it created a whole new stream, and no one's now. We got about 10.
Yeah. Let me tell everybody new stream. I mean, listen, I'm sure they're figuring it out.
All right.
New stream live now. Hopefully they figure this out. But yeah, Restream kind of screwed me over here on this one. They updated their whole system, and it's like I got to go live. I'm going to fix this. Either that or I'm going to go to StreamYard. Bye Restream. I can't wait to talk about Charlie Chan, Castle in the Desert. Hey, Lulu Bell.
We could have watched it again.
We almost could have, right? 28 minutes. I don't know whether to. I should probably just get rid of this stream here. Sorry, people. What is going on? This. Ay, Dave, a horror junkie. What is up?
I feel bad. I wish I could help you, but I'm over here in California.
I know. Well, it's Restream. They didn't give me no destination. I couldn't pull up our actual stream. I tell you what we're going to do, people. I started to watch it. I don't even know if I'm going to go on with this show, Dave. It's all messed up. It's all kinds of messed up.
Well, I am okay if you want to reschedule, and we can do. We'll be ready for Cold Check next week.
Yeah, let me. Let's do Cold Check next week. Let's reschedule this one. We'll talk when I end this and figure it out. But I will pop the Charlie Chan episode in the future, and we'll figure it out as me and Dave talk. But I am sorry that there is no show tonight, you guys, as we blew it. And I didn't blow it. Dave didn't blow it. The Restream blew it. There's a whole different layout, and then the buttons where you're supposed to enter the studio, it doesn't take me to the stream that I'm supposed to drop down and play. It's not working. I'm so frustrated right now. I thought I was going crazy. Yeah, me too, horror junkie. I tell you. Let's see. Let me do this on air. Talk a little bit, Dave. Say hi to everybody in chat.
All right. Hey, everybody. I don't have a whole lot to say. I was so excited about Charlie Chan tonight, which is one of my more favorite episodes. And it also, in the very beginning of it, there's this map, and it even shows like cities that are somewhat near me. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I popped this all the way to October 8th, 13th, but we'll figure the date out in a second. I just needed to update it, get it off from like right now. Geez, man, geez Louise. 26 people here. Maybe we should just start talking about it. Should we just start talking about it?
If you want to, we can do that.
Or do you want to reschedule? We got an hour. I mean, I guess we can start talking about
Well, I got nothing else planned for the next hour, so.
Okay, well, listen, anybody who's jumped in, I got to put keywords in, all kinds of other stuff, but I'll do that afterwards.
All right.
But what the heck? Let's just talk and do a show right now. And
sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I rescheduled the one for October 13th, but I'll take that down, and this will be the show. So if it started off really kooky and crazy, it's because Restream is doing some weird thing where they messed everything up. And when you get a new layout or fix something, it's supposed to make things easier, right, Dave?
That's the
And it's
intention.
yeah, but it's not any easier. It's way more difficult, and I'm usually really good with picking up on stuff and all that. So if you guys are seeing us here, we are live now. I guess we might as well go on and talk about this movie. It's an hour long, and yes, and we're going to play a game where we got to start guessing how many pens and pencils are in Dave's mug. He counted them, so we're going to do a little thing here, maybe in the middle or at the end or whatever. Who knows? But let me say hi to everybody. Horror Junkie for Life. I'm so sorry, everybody. Horror Junkie for Life. What's going on? Connie Clary, Harry Scott. That's the ticket. The show must go on. LOL. I mean, we might as well. I mean, it is what it is. It's overkill with an O. J.O.B.GG. I do love Charlie Chan, especially his number one son. Yeah, this is like right in the middle, Dave, of Sidney Toler's like kind of run of like a ton of Charlie Chan movies he did.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it is actually the 30th of 47 Charlie Chan movies in all. I will say that it's also number 2 son that we have in this episode. And one of the cool things about this, all the movies made during the 1940s, is that they're made very, very quickly. So this movie was made in 3 weeks. Between the end of September and mid-October, 1941, and then released in 1942.
Hey, hold on, don't go talking about how many pens yet. I'll let you know. Oh my God, should we do that? Should we?
Might as well. That's gives a little treat to the people who came with us.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do it. If you see the number, we're guessing how many pens and pencils are in the mug behind Dave before we start talking about Charlie Chan. And hello, Kevin Barron, Philip Blair, Lula Bell, Mr. Ed Stathis. What's going on? 17. Wow, we're all over the place, Dave. If you see the number come up, hey, Shakedown. And of course, I said Gigi, Lizzie. Thanks, everybody, for Adam for Christ. So make a guess. How many pens or pencils is in Dave's mug to the side of him? And I'll figure something out. Yeah,
right.
There'll be a prize involved. Dave will let us know if he sees the number, and we'll let you know. But this is right in the middle. Andrea Black, what's going on? I can't believe, man, I restream. I'm such a perfectionist, and I hate when videos. Okay, I shouldn't harp on it. Let's just have fun. Charlie Chan, Castle in the Desert, 1942. Like I said, right in the middle. We got a whole mess of characters, Dave. And
there's so many actors and actresses in this film, and I have to tell you that they are some of my favorite people. They're in so many of the other movies, other Charlie Chans. We're seeing some repeated character actors, and we're also dealing with people who have been around Hollywood a lot. And I wanted to actually point out the cab driver.
Yes.
George Chandler.
Yepper.
469 movie credits.
And he's just a cab driver here.
Yeah.
You gotta love that.
And I mean, I was looking at, some of his movies in the late 30s and early 40s. This guy was in like 20 films a year.
Oh, yeah. Listen, that's the way it was in the 30s and 40s. It's not so much now because things have changed, but like we said, Paramount, all these other RKO, they had a group of actors that would be in like every film they did that year. So yeah, and they would whip them out, and it always worked for most of the films that you watch back then. Phoebe Darling says my OCD says too many pens and pencils. And Gigi, I thought that was fine. She says the blind girl says 27.
Oh jeez. Oh geez.
So funny, Gigi. Good sense of humor on that. Did you see one that got it right, Dave, yet?
No.
Nobody got it right yet. Okay, so
No.
keep trying. Glenn Schlegel, what is going on? I've always been a Charlie Chan fan. Let me just touch on this again. And hey, Nathan and Greg Hinson, a very good pick, #1 podcast. Thank you. Listen, it's all messed up today, but thank you for being here, you guys. Thanks for the new people. Black Roses, what's going on? Good to see you. Charlie Chan is just, they may not be the best films. Listen, I'm trying to cross my legs. I'm so upset over this whole thing. And I'm like going, no, I can't do this. I'm hitting the table underneath. Anyways, these movies may not be the best movies, but they're really good movies. And if you dig into the characters like Charlie Chan, and then you get accustomed to a lot of the same actors and it's just a film, like I said, that like Sherlock Holmes, the Sherlock Holmes movies, they just are so comforting. They're so fun to watch. And if you like the mysteries and even noir type films of that period, you're going to love these. And I fell in love with them. Especially, listen, Sidney Toler's character, I just fell in love with that character. Nothing to take from Warner Olin. But Sidney Toler, he's like one of those, like your dad, you know, you want to hug him and just say, you know, let him tell you everything's all right.
True. We do have a winner, though, for the pins in the cup.
Really?
We do.
But, hold on. Kevin Barron. Sorry, I just had a coughing fit. On top of everything, I needed something to drink and I'm coughing. And there is a winner. There's a winner. Kevin Barron asked earlier, we're going to watch the movie. Please, no movies ever here. But welcome, Kevin Barron. We talk about them, which a lot of times it's more fun than actually watching the movie, actually. But it is what it is. Okay, let's reveal. Oh, Scott's Life is here. Monogram Films, yes, Shakedown. Special effects, all that good stuff. Okay, so there is a winner. Cat Small, 1 pencil. Nathan, 9. Really? I mean, look at there's a bit more than that. Oh, and is that a candy cane? Yeah.
It is. It's not only a candy cane, it's like a 10-year-old candy cane. There are 40.
Let it go. It came with the cup, right? Am I wrong? It came with the cup.
This has some other memories for me, but 45 is the correct answer. Lulu Bell is the winner.
Lulu Bell wins. Hey, Lulu Bell, just for winning, if you want to get a hold of me, listen, I've done this in the past, Dave, where I've done a game like this, and I said, if you win, I'll send you something, but I never get anybody respond back to me. So if you're doing it for fun, Lulu Bell, great. You're the winner. But if you want me to send you something a little special in the mail, I've got thousands of things I could send you. So yeah, please reach out to me through the email. Any social media I'm going to respond to, and they're all listed below, even the email. So do that, and I will send you something for winning. Good guess. 45, huh, Dave?
45. That was a lot of pins. It started out at 35 earlier today when I counted, and then I added 10 more. I tried to get 50, but it was just not enough.
You tried to get us. I want a present. Okay, then, Lulubelle, please email me. And if you want, I mean, please email me your address. I'm the only one that's going to see it. So you can be assured I've been on this YouTube platform for 9 years. If you want to, yeah, send me an email or reach out. One pen in the coffee mug and the voice of count. One mug. Anyway, yes. Okay. So let's get to talking about, and I'll make it sweet, Lulubelle. It'll be a nice little treat for you. Because I mean, come on, it's Dave's mug, and you guessed it right on the dot. So yeah, again, we get a whole mess of the same characters in here. We get, there wasn't a specifically bad actor in this one. they seem to all be okay. So
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with them. A couple of them I thought were very creepy.
oh yeah, Dr. Redling was a little creepy in his
Yes.
kind of German type voice or whatever it was. He just seemed
And
a little morbid.
yes, and also the detective that was caught on the grounds.
Arthur Miller, Arthur Miller, the great writer.
I got it. Oh,
Arthur Fletcher. Arthur Fletcher.
Arthur Fletcher, right.
Yeah,
Who,
he go ahead.
by the way, is in one of your favorite movies,
Yeah.
Abbott and Costello Who Done It.
Yes. Yes.
There's actually a couple character actors in here that was in that movie, and
He
we're
plays,
gonna.
he plays the taxi driver that drops Abbott and Costello off and the group of people off at the haunted hotel that they're going to go into and who done it, and takes off, and he's got that voice. So get out of it. Yeah, he's a very distinct actor, and yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
And Arthur Fletcher, we're going to see next week when we talk Kolchak, Demon and Lace.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's in that as well.
Dave's mug is a vortex for missing pens. Says Ed Stathis. That's funny. And hello, Kimby. What is going on?
That's actually where all the vortex pens go, is actually a drawer, and then these are the best pencils and pens from the drawer. If we want to guess how many are in the drawer, that may be more in the couple of hundreds.
Oh my God, Dave's got a
Don't
problem.
even talk about OCD. So
Okay,
anyway,
yeah. Okay. So this is a 7.0 when it comes to Charlie Chan films. Listen,
okay.
a lot of them get 8 or 9 up for me, but anyways, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So IMDb actually has this at a 7.0. I think it's higher. For me, it's a 7.5. Okay. I absolutely love it. And part of it is because I love the mansion that they're in.
I was going to say, yes, not only do you get a typical Charlie Chan film, but especially that opening and that ride up to this like big spooky castle. And, you even get, when the guy gets out of the car, a little black cat running about on him. So there's some spooky elements thrown into this. And then, you also get some Three Stooges thrown in here when the guys get in the armor suits, so you get a little bit of everything.
That is exactly what I had written down.
Okay.
And I will say early on, that is a 1941 Ford car. It's a Ford station, just a regular Ford station wagon from the 40s. Okay. And I just thought that was a cool car. I had written down early on that the home reminded me of the home in Murder by Death. It reminded me of the Son of Frankenstein as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Fun fact, that is the set for Sherlock Holmes and the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
So they had not torn that set down, and they used it for this film.
Nice. You jarred that out of my memory because I didn't remember until you said it. But yes, very good. It's an iconic estate, and yes, everything. Again, Dave, a castle I would love to live in because it just has so many great things.
It does, but it's just so out of place in the desert.
Well, that's the one thing, yes.
And that's, when the film starts, there's kind of like this treasure map. It starts out great because you got this treasure map, and it's basically Victorville. If they had Las Vegas back in the 40s, which I'm sure they did, it would have been on the other end of the map. And there's a couple hot springs and things like that. So it kind of gives you the idea of that you're going to be hunting for stolen treasure almost. But then there's this castle that is like 37 miles from the nearest telephone or anything like that.
Yeah, it's odd and out of place. And for some reason, and Harry's got 287 pens and 3 really nice pencils. That is too good.
And what's also bothersome is everyone.
Bothersome. That's a strong word.
I know, but it's
Okay.
everyone is dressed warmly. And that, I mean, Charlie Chan has his iconic white suit, you know,
Yeah.
because he's from Honolulu Police. But everyone you see is dressed up warm, and you expect this to be truly a castle in England.
Right. Well, no. Well, I tell you what, it does look like it. Listen, once we get into this, it'll go very quickly, so we can spend as much time as we want on this kind of stuff. But the actual castle does look like it's in like some kind of, mid like Arizona or some Las Vegas down there before things were built. It does look like something like that. I mean, it doesn't. So I get it, but your point as to the actors always wore suit even when it was in a warm environment. So they would always go like they would write in the lines like, "Whew, man, I am sweating," or something like that. But yet they're wearing a suit
Uh,
or a dress with a little shawl on. So wardrobe, I guess that's just what they did back in the day. I mean, nobody really had their shirt unbuttoned unless we got to Humphrey Bogart or something like that, and or something like that later on, late 40s. But
right. Yeah, you'll see that a couple times in like The Big Sleep when he walks into the greenhouse or hothouse with the
yeah,
orchids and forget the name of the colonel. Um, but you've got, and Shakedown says even the fireplace is on, and that is
well,
kind of a funny thing to think about.
well, and people in that area would leave a little bit of fire. He had it blasting, but a little fire going even during the heat of the day, because down there, it gets cold very quickly at night. So the castle stays cool all day long because it's so large, and because that's what I remember a couple hundred years ago when I had a castle, but I got rid of that a long time ago to
It's a good thing.
go with the times.
Not enough
Uh,
room for Legos.
oh my God. Yeah, I need to expand, Dave. I'm looking for a place. If you know one, let me know.
All right.
Um, but I get it. The whole desert is kind of out of place for a castle like that. But there's no electricity, no phones, no nothing. I mean, this dude's just living by candlelight, just like, Bela Lugosi, like the original Dracula. And it's a dry heat. Is this Kevin Barron? um, so it was a little out of place, but you know what? They don't really venture outside in the desert except for the town that they visit before they get to the castle, which everybody's scared of the castle. That doctor up there, oh, I'm scared. You wouldn't pay me $1 million to go up there to that castle. Well, you can pay it to me. I mean, I'll go up there. I mean, the doctor has some weird went through some weird explosion where he's got this is nothing like the Phantom of the Opera, but he's got this like triangular shaped like just fabric hanging like with a string around your neck. I mean your neck and your head right here. I'm gonna choke your head really bad. And it's just David. Anyways, it's just a black thing, and wouldn't you think if he walked around and just the breeze would bring it up, and people would go,
No,
"Oh,
it seemed like he had it tucked down in
did he really?"
like his tie, his collared tie and everything.
Okay, well, it didn't look like that to me. It looked like if the fan's on, it's blowing up like, anyways, I don't know. Hey, Raj Ram, what's
And
going
then,
on?
are you going to live that way? You're going to be uncomfortable, which we do find out it's a ruse at the end, but it's just like,
Right.
why? Why have
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Oh, spoilers, people.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because the
No.
film's only 80 years old.
Exactly. Oh, I tell you what, man. I love this movie. I love all these Charlie Chan movies. I mean, this isn't one of my go-tos, but I pop it in every now and then. A lot of the other ones are a lot more funnier. Like, I think one of the ones we should do soon is Jade Mask, because that's a really
Okay.
good one. And I think, but any of the Mantan Moorlands is just, really, really good. But yeah, the whole movie surrounds Paul Dr. Paul Mandalay, who is a recluse of sorts, but he still entertains
I thought
because
he
his
was
wife
an
wants to have parties.
importer-exporter.
He's an importer-exporter. First Seinfeld reference of the night.
I'm sorry,
Costanza's
that's
always
Mandalay. I'm sorry.
Mandalay, not Vandalay. Art Vandalay. Seinfeld. Okay, second one of the evening. Real quick. Hey, Night Fright Chalk Show. What's going on? Don't come back to my motel if you're going to the castle.
Yeah, that motel owner was very rude, I thought.
Oh, yeah. Well, he just didn't like anybody. And then you got in that town, you have this woman called Madame Saturnia. Did I say it right? Saturnia?
I have it written down, but I thought that was just such a great name for her.
Yeah, Madame
Yeah,
Saturnia.
Saturnia.
She's an astrologist and
A
a
stargazer.
stargazer, astrologer. Like she talks of the stars say that someone will die tonight, but it won't be you, Mr. Chan, or something like that. Or she said nobody's going to die tonight, and there's supposedly 2 deaths, which not really are deaths. There's some inside mischief going on there. But to get back to Paul Mandalay, no relation to Art Vandalay. Him and his wife Lucy Mandalay, who is a descendant of the Borgias, who you know has a history of poisoning people.
Right.
And she had a brother who supposedly died, but we'll talk about that in a few. But what Lucy just wants to have parties. She's got doctors over, professors, the lawyer's over. I can't stand the lawyer
For wanting
Walter.
to be kind of a recluse and be on your own.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine how many people were in this house all the time. I couldn't keep track of them.
Oh, and he was sitting doing experiments, like he was so aggravated.
Yeah.
Like he's sitting there. I mean, I would just say, listen, hon, you need a part of the castle to do your stuff, and just let me.
Right. Maybe a separate entrance or driveway or something like that.
But he has this dungeon. Why doesn't he use that as his place?
Why doesn't he let her use it?
Well, maybe they both use it, Dave.
Okay.
But this dungeon, I tell you what, this is another aspect that makes it a bit spooky because it looks like there's like dead bodies like chained to a wall on a table, and
they're really lifelike. In fact, they almost look like the animatronic figures that you see in Pirates of the Caribbean. They're that real looking.
Well, as far as I believe they are actual corpses, that because he's a doctor and he's trying to figure out all kinds of things that doctors did back in the early part of the century, like what would happen to corpses after they're dead and the skin deterioration and these people, and then he's got torture devices everywhere, and it's just all crazy. That dungeon's nuts.
It is, and it's got its own apothecary that has.
I love that. I love the apothecary, but he's got a bunch of poisons in there.
Yeah, he's got poisons up in the cabinet, which Madame Saturnia wants some of them for her own use.
Her spells, yeah.
We do have, and what I thought was interesting toward the end of the film, when we're back in the dungeon, there's this guy who's like a hooded person that's going to chop your head off. I would swear that was a person in that standing there because there was a little bit of motion. You know?
Probably. I mean, they had a couple guys. Even Jimmy Chan was in a suit of armor.
Yes.
And Arthur Fletcher was in a suit of armor at one point. So, again, these movies, they try to give you so many red herrings. They try to throw you in one direction without making any sense sometimes. I mean, I never get aggravated over it because it's fun. It's always fun, and you get used to these types of movies where you go, listen, I know it's not going to be that person. It's going to be somebody you're not really suspecting at the very end. But
it's also great because while I've seen all of these, I've seen all of these at least once or twice.
Yeah.
I've forgotten who the killers are. And so it's like always cool to kind of see these fresh, and for me also watching these, this is something I would normally watch in the middle of the night. You know, something after midnight, hot summer day, windows
After
open.
midnight, we're gonna watch Charlie Chan all night. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. What a crazy night. Yeah, no, you definitely at night is when I would watch this as I was drifting off to sleep. You know.
And also, it's interesting to think, you know, 80 years ago, how the different, I don't know if we call it racism,
Yeah.
but the things that we would say that would totally be unacceptable today. In fact, when Charlie Chan goes up to the motel, the guy
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, a chop suey salesman."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
No.
know, that's not good customer service.
No, but yeah, it was what they did at the time, and it wasn't. You know what? Honestly, it wasn't even right at the time. It was they isolated people even in the late 1800s. I mean, you know, the Chinese came over on the boat. They tried to set up their own settlements and stuff like that, and they got kind of pigeonholed into certain things. But let's not go down that road, Dave.
All right.
These, but the apothecary, yeah, is we find out that there's a whole mess of different poisons down there, and there's one poison in particular. Because somebody dies really quick. You want to talk about that, Dave, or
Sure. Even before we're introduced to Charlie Chan, and this happens in the first 7 minutes of the film, we're in this beautiful estate, and there's all these people having a dinner party, and there's this guy who takes a swig of something, looks like wine, and he collapses. And we immediately think that he's been murdered, poisoned, and it's also put on that the wife may have done it because she's the one related to the Borgia family.
Yeah.
And
how complicated this is. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, the Paul, her husband, can't have anything that, you know, like affects the family name or anything like that, because the Mandalay name, they have a college, they have all these research thing, and if there's any shame brought to his last name, then he's going to lose like this $20 million estate and all this, you know, all the things, all the assets that he owns.
Yeah, he's got a lot on the line when it comes to his wife's heritage with the Borgias and poisoning, and then this person, you know, ends up supposedly dying of poison, which he doesn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't finish the scene. Is that they decide to take the body to the hotel in town.
Well, yeah, I was going to say the first 15, 20 minutes is so complicated and everything's everywhere, because you've got the wife who they're trying to set up as being insane, certain people, because, you know, she's just nuts, and they don't even care, even if she's acting normal, which she seemed to be. You know, she's nuts, she's insane. We need to get her in the hospital. I think because the lawyer, Walter, who, my God, I don't like this guy, and he ends up dead a little later on, and we'll talk about that. And then this Dr. Redling seems to be in on what's going on a little bit too, especially when the guy dies and they create this like haiku. Wait, what is it? Not haiku. What am I talking about?
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will say that I did not like the actor who played Walter Hartford, the lawyer, Edmund McDonald. He did die really young in life. He was only in his 40s. He was also in Whodunit, and he was in Sherlock Holmes in Washington. A lot of these individuals were actually in Sherlock Holmes films.
Did it say what he died of or no?
I didn't look that intently.
Okay, yeah, that's very young to die. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I didn't.
People die of young age. They die of old age. They don't die of young age.
Yeah. It's young age got them. I tell you, you know, the effects of some. Anyways, yeah. So there's a whole lot going on, and when the guy does drop dead, the first victim, who is who's the first guy to die?
Give me a moment.
Gleason, Professor Gleason, who is a genealogist,
Thank you.
and was invited there by Lucy to dig deep into their family heritage, which, again, Borges, it's no wonder he ended up dead, but his wife invited him. So, well, I mean, he's not dead. Listen, technically he's in on it. Surprise! This guy and another guy, Arthur Fletcher, who are the two victims who die in here. There's a third one, and he actually dies, Walter. Thank goodness, because he was annoying, being all scared down in the dungeon, hiding behind that wood platform. It was cracking me up.
Well, he did die from an arrow, right?
Yeah, but Charlie Chan's going, it's difficult from there. He couldn't figure it out because it wasn't shot through his heart, Dave, but it was
stabbed.
Yes.
So the guy just came up and stabbed him. I do love the idea that there's a lot of arrows flying in this film.
Oh yeah.
And one of them, I mean, they're in this beautiful mansion, and one of them goes by Charlie Chan's head and embeds itself into one of the
staircase
pile things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would be pissed if that was my home. I'm like, you just ruined my wooden staircase that's like 300 years old.
Yeah. No, listen, I get it. But anyways, the guy dies of poison, and they concoct Dr. Redling, Walter, his lawyer, who we find out later, if Paul and Lucy run away, he takes the estate over, right? Which is weird. His lawyer gets access to the $20 million estate he owns. What?
I've never liked lawyers, and there's a whole weird thing anyway.
So of course, then you think, oh, okay, it's the lawyer. Especially when a little bit later on, he's talking to the sculptor, and he points that little crossbow with the wooden arrow his way and shoots it, and it goes right into the sculpture that this guy, I forget his name. What is his name?
Is this Henry Daniel? Yes. Watson King is his character name.
Okay, Watson Kane. Yeah, that's his name. I'll say Watson.
He actually played Moriarty in a Sherlock Holmes film.
Yes.
The Woman in Green.
Yes, good on you, Dave. Yes, he in this one he's a sculptor, but then a little bit later on he says, no, I'm a private investigator here to help, Lucy try to figure things out. But yeah, he ends up turning into more than
Gigi made it funny.
Oh, did she? Gigi says, I see dead people.
You're blind, Gigi.
Gigi, I mean, come on. Do you sense them?
Oh, that'd be good.
Gigi's awesome. But yeah, they're running all around. He's that's what I was trying to say. When
go ahead.
When the lawyer shoots the arrow over into the clay thing, and it would have hit Watson.
Yeah.
Moriarty, whatever you want to call him. It would have hit him. And then before the scene cuts, Walter, the lawyer who shot that crossbow at him, what did he say? He said, there was a line he told him. He said, so you know.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
He's already figured it out. I have no idea, but you're right. That arrow, and we're going to find this out later on, should have gone through and penetrated that clay.
Yeah.
And actually killed him.
Because we didn't mention that either, because everybody's stuck there because the distributor cap is off the cars.
Right. So they have no phone. They have plenty of food, plenty of wine, a torture chamber, plenty of alchemy stuff.
Yes.
But they just don't want to make that 35-mile trek back to town. But luckily, Charlie Chan has brought a carrier pigeon from the U.S. Army.
Yes, he did.
We're going to call her Ming Toy.
Yes.
But it's a boy.
Yeah.
Charlie Chan goes, no problem. He's in disguise.
But the poor pigeon ends up getting poisoned too.
So we have the third murder. Someone killed the damn pigeon,
Yeah,
which
that was
really
the worst.
bothered me more than anything.
Right? Oh, for only 40 likes, Mr. Ed says.
We had 40 when we started the other stream.
I know. Please hit that thumbs up button and listen. There's nothing I can do on this stream, but I think it's ending up being a good stream, and I'll fix the beginning. And eventually people will say, "Oh, okay, I figured it out."
It's always fun to hang out with everyone.
Yeah.
And next week, of course, we're going to have Cold Check.
Cold Check next week, and I'll have all this figured out by then. Stupid restream. Jeez. If I can't figure it out, I'm going to StreamYard. I'm going to change the way I'm streaming. Maybe I'll do something really elaborate on OBS. Make it just... No, I'm not going to do that. Anyways, so we got all of that going on. We find out that the Gleason guy was poisoned, and then Arthur Fletcher is caught outside. He says he's a private investigator too, and he's checking things with the Gleason estate. But then you find out a little bit later that Gleason, Arthur Fletcher, was in on this whole thing to try to get the fortune, the $20 million fortune, which I thought the lawyer would be. How is this sculptor, how is he going to get all this money? That wasn't mentioned.
Well, I think it was the idea that he was the brother of Lucretia, of Lucy, yes.
Yeah, Lucretia Borgia. Yeah.
And he actually, and this was weird because he's the one who actually at one time had a disfiguring scar on his face, but he had plastic surgery and removed it, so he looks all prim and proper now. Yeah. And early on, Lucy actually calls him by his other name.
Who does?
Lucy.
Okay.
There's one segment where she calls him by his real name instead of the character actor's name.
Yeah. So Lucy does know. So
right.
so Lucy is in on it. Her brother, who is Watson, the sculptor, is in on it. Gleason's in on it, and so is Arthur Fletcher. And the two that are poisoned, they were giving, and this is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. This sounds like a great plan. Give me this drug that's going to probably nearly kill me, but it's only going to knock me out for a while. And they come back to life.
Yeah, it's one thing too I had was that the doctor tried to play it up like he was Peter Lorre.
Yes, he did.
And it was just kind of like, are you doing this on purpose, or is this like the character's real name? Persona.
There was some resemblance to I think it was just kind of that German accent that he was trying to put on. You know what I mean? Not even though anyways, I think it was just the accent, but I get that, he did seem a bit like Peter Lorre, but his character wasn't that great. He just was a sneaky, conniving little doctor. Go ahead.
Not in a very good movie. I wanted to know if you had ever heard of this.
Okay.
Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter.
I haven't seen that. No. I've heard it before, and I just never got to it.
I have heard it before too, but I'm scared of it. I think Connie probably has seen it because she's seen it.
Connie, let us know what you think of it, Connie. We're
on
curious.
IMDb, it's a 3.4.
Oh, okay.
And one thing I would love to do
sometimes 3.4s are good movies to me. Go ahead.
Well, if you only watch it halfway through, it's a 7.0.
True.
Anyway, one thing that I would love to do is to take
it keeps dropping every 5 minutes.
One of these characters is just flipping through their IMDb and picking a random movie that we haven't seen, that we haven't heard of, and just like something from the 30s or 40s, and just like, just watch it. See?
Yes, yes. Well, you got to tell us what you thought of it, Connie. Knowing Connie, she's a Hammer horror fan. She's like some of the old, I'm going to say she kind of liked it, but you let me know, Connie.
Oh, I think she'll go, oh, it was okay.
Okay, well, let's see.
A lot of these actors were in a common movie called Murder Among Friends, 1941. And
okay.
it's one I had not seen before.
Cool.
But literally, Paul Mandelay's in it, the doctor's in it, the bus driver's in it. Everyone's in this film, and I would kind of like to see it. It's basically these three guys were in college. They did insurance policies on one another, and now they're being killed.
They're Johnny Dollar. Gigi, yeah. No, I thought you guys said nobody died in this episode. It sounds like half the cast died. No. Let me clear this up. Arthur Fletcher Gleason died by by being given the poison nightshade, which again is like a sleeping type drug, and too much of it kills you. And they were killed, but they weren't killed. They came back to life. They were fine. They were in on something. Go ahead, Dave. What were?
Second, nightshade was one of the chemicals. That's actually the one that Madame Saturnia took for her own apothecary use. But I think the other chemical it started with a T, and it sounded like teucrium or something like that. And
so it wasn't the nightshade that they were.
Don't take nightshade, because that will kill you.
Okay, I got that wrong. But listen, to get to Gigi, those were the two people that were supposed to die. They didn't. The pigeon did die. And Walter, the lawyer, he did die because he was stabbed in the heart with an arrow.
And it wasn't by Cupid.
No. But that's the only person that dies in this film. So yeah. Question: what Kolchak will be reviewing? Oh yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Okay, all right, because Dino doesn't want to answer this one. We have been for the past year going over. We've done the Kolchak movies. Actually, you'll see the first Kolchak movie done a couple years ago with an original co-host. It was kind of a little bit bigger and wore a tank top. I did the second film, and then we've been doing the series together. So we're currently on episode 16. We've been doing this a year and a half, I guess. So every month we do a Kolchak. This is Demon and Lace. And so after this, we have 4 more to go. We should finish right at the end of the year. But if you haven't seen last month's episode of Chopper, you've missed out, because Chopper was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was a really good. It was Fonzie, a headless Fonzie.
We even had him come in for like 2 minutes.
Yes, we did. Yes. So at the start of the show, and then Dave kind of foo-fooed him off. And you know what? Just to let you guys know, I am slowly putting these Kolchak episodes up on iTunes, and because I've had a podcast, The Late Late Horror Show. You can search it up on iTunes, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can find the podcast of The Late Late Horror Show. You don't get everything you get on YouTube, but you do get an awful lot. And there's at least over 300 episodes up on that for over the past 8 years or something like that. So, and I would appreciate any of you guys or gals, to go there and please leave me a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast, because the podcast does well, really, really well with people who listen to it. So if you just lay in there at night and you do want to just do the podcast thing, it is out there. And I'm putting all the Kolchak episodes up there at the moment. So,
and it's great to listen to, like when I drive in to work in the morning.
Yes.
And it's really cool because it's kind of like this. Hold on. If you can still hear me. So it's just like we're there, but we're not there.
Yeah, it's imagination of the mind. You could just close your eyes and just visualize what we're doing, you know. No clothes, some clothes. I mean, I don't know. It just depends what you want to do. No, always clothes. That's the good thing. But yeah, I listen to us do our shows every now and then because I like to hear my voice. I go, man, that's one sexy voice that guy's got. So I'm just saying, you know.
It's amazing how people have the exact same opposite feelings.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get disgusted by mine
Well,
or yours? Listen, yours ain't bad, Dave, but you know, when it comes to voices, I mean, I should be doing something out there, you know?
something
Yeah. Are those 1-800
like
numbers
maybe
still
like a
around?
Mr. Bubonic or something.
Is is there those 1-800 numbers still around? Like
Not since the
566
'80s.
sexy voice? I don't know. Anyway. Listen, I'm sure I repulse plenty. Anyways, let's continue on with the show. I don't think I have
I've
to.
reminused a lot of people.
Kiss saves Christmas. Share. I think I have you on iTunes. Poor pigeon. Thank you guys. Okay. So yeah, where do we go from here, Dave, on this the rest of this? Where are we going?
Well,
Pick a spot. Just like scramble it around and just go with it.
I don't know. Let's go to Lucy's bedroom,
Oh, that's a great place to go.
and she's playing asleep. Like Charlie Chan looks at her, and she's all, like this, and Charlie Chan's all, Lucy playing like possum, and he's got all these great quotes throughout. But he's sneaking in her bedroom while she's like asleep, and they find a picture of her and her brother and everything like that. And then there's so much of this film.
Then there's a big slumber party in the room after that.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone here is listening in, like outside the door, they're next door, and like this couple comes in, and Charlie Chan's all like, "Where's your husband?" Well, I have no idea where my husband is. I'm just walking with this guy out of my bedroom, and it was just like,
Shakedown has a face for radio. You guys are great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And good to see you, Horror Junkie for Life. Thank you for being here. Oh God, I still got the other one that says live in 55 days. Oh, that's so funny. Blunder on the restream. So the beginning of this episode was crazy whack. That's what the kids all say. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
One of the great
Big party.
At this time, we do have one of the great Charlie Chan quotes, and forgive me, someone mentioned it in the chat earlier, where you've got number 2 son Jimmy going, "Hey, pop, pop, pop," and Charlie Chan runs out, and his quote was, "Why are you imitating outboard motor?"
Yes, pop, pop, pop. Yeah. No, he says that. I mean, that's a staple. His son's running, well, especially this Jimmy Chan. It's always pop, 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 because he's always getting in trouble. Like in this one, he's in the basement because him and Madame Saturnia had broken in, through the cellar in the dungeon. And when he sees something spooky, he goes, pop, pop, pop. And usually Pop comes a running. So there you go. Oh, Sweet Indigo. I don't think I said hi to you. Hi, everybody. I have a splitting headache, so therefore I'm going to listen to Dino and Dave. Well, okay. Well, I hope the headache gets better. Listen to us isn't going to help. Okay, everybody needs to speak a little lower for Sweet Indigo. Shh. Kolchak versus Kojak crossover seems like a lost opportunity. No, that's not a lost opportunity because Kolchak doesn't need any help from anybody. The last half of the season, although there's some good ones. Chopper's almost at the end here, and that was a good one.
Yeah. There's at least one more, I think, fan favorite before we end.
1-800-HOT J.O.B. Oh my God, Connie, you went too far. Hey, 45. Let's. How many thumbs up? Hit that thumbs up button, everybody. Yes, I feel better. But yes, as it comes down, he starts winding, as he always does in every movie, all the suspects together. They're in this room. he's explaining what's going on. Charlie Chan is to everybody in the room, and they end up downstairs. Dave.
They do. I do before we leave, because we're already closing in on 6:30. Just seems like an hour.
Yeah.
Charlie's son dresses up, and you had mentioned this as like a Three Stooges episode, in a suit of armor. And he does a great job, with like kind of just hanging out and everything. And there's this one part where he steps down off of the pedestal and he looks at basically following the people that have gone down into the dungeon. Yeah. And he's peering in, and the creepiest thing happens is that the suit of armor next to him also steps down quietly, and he's got like a hatchet or whatever, but he ends up pushing Jimmy all the way down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I thought that was terrific. It was funny. He comes up with a couple of jokes where he's dented,
Yeah.
And Charlie Chan's like, every time I hear earthquake, I know number 2 son is in trouble.
There's great lines in every movie. Let's just say that.
And it's just like with the Ghost Breakers, where we have Willie, who dresses up in the outfit, and he ends up capturing the zombie. Yeah, and
you say Ghost Breakers again. Hold on. Go ahead, Dave. Number 1 son falls down the steps and clumsily, and by another somebody else with a suit of armor, but Miss Eternia Walter's down there, and so is the Watson,
the sculptor. Yes.
Yeah, the sculptor. I'm just looking up Ghost Breakers because I wanted to give credit where credit's due to this actor who is, let me see, where is he at? They have to have him listed here. No. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Willie Best. Willie Best plays your typical stereotypical person of color back in the day, and he is so good in what he does. See, this is the thing that I can do. I don't know how he felt back then performing the way he did. I don't know how much of a deep Southern, black, like, I can see that, right? Black, how he spoke. It was that really poor. Yeah, listen, I'm trying to be gentle here, but I loved what he did in the movies back in the day. And when he even had a Charlie Chan episode where Charlie Chan goes to Egypt, and I felt uncomfortable in that episode because he was so far out of his element, and they were going so far, and this was his acting, stereotype wise, that I'm like going, oh, today, if there's one movie that I watch, that is the one movie that I do feel very uncomfortable watching him act in. He was very funny in it, but it was very, very, it was very bad. But in the other movies that I've seen him play in, especially Ghost Breakers, him and Bob Hope, and the comedic back and forth that they had was tremendous. And I loved Willie Best in that. And check out his IMDb because he done other stuff too. JoJo is here. Dang, I'm late to the party. We'll watch on playback. Late to the party. You've been I don't know.
We were even late to our own party.
Yes, we had a few issues at the beginning of the stream. Restream has messed everything up, and it kind of. But we got the stream going, and here we are. So we are here. Anyways, ending up with this. I don't know. You mentioned Ghost Breakers. I had to bring that up. Love Willie Best, but I get in some of the movies how that can get uncomfortable. But
Yeah, have you
and
also
Moreland, on the other hand, he can act however he wants, and he acts crazy sometimes. I love it, and
he
I think he had
does
a great time with it.
he
Go
does.
ahead.
I'm going to add one more. Eddie Rochester Anderson.
Oh, they're okay. Yeah, there's
Have you
another one.
seen? Have you watched Topper Returns?
Of course, I've watched it. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I think I must have to watch it again, right?
I think that's something we will review more toward the bottom of the year because we're booked through October right now.
Okay, we're
But
booked.
maybe
I love
November,
hearing that.
December, we'll throw in a Topper Returns.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds good. And so yeah, I mean, winding this up, they're all down at the bottom of the steps. Jimmy's there. Everybody's kind of doing the blaming of this person, that person, and eventually, Watson, who sometimes I don't even know, the Moriarty guy, the sculptor, he's missing his gun. And go ahead, Dave, finish this out. They find out that it's him. He's the one. He's the lost brother.
In the last couple minutes, though, we also have the unveiling of Paul Mandalay, where Charlie Chan just goes up to him, rips off his mask, and
yes,
very attractive older man, for the 1940s. And
sure.
Now we see why he got Lucy, because she was a very attractive woman as well, and seemed to be like 10 or 15 years younger than her husband. But this guy's got the Ronald Coleman look. He had the slick back
hair. It was always like that.
The nice mustache, the suit, the $20 million. And he almost like he married her, and she's got the family name and all of that.
No, Ghostbreakers was with Willie Best, not Mantan Moreland. But yeah, Dave, they were all like that back in the day, where the women were like half their age, and I never understood why the men looked so darn old. But I come to find out that the men in their 40s back in the 40s, they looked like they were 60 years old.
Maybe because of all the smoke.
Could have been.
That's the only thing I can think of.
The women smoked too, though, back in the day.
But they smoked Lucky Strikes.
Okay, listen, whatever floats your boat. But yeah, go ahead.
So at the very end, I forget what the triggering thing is, but Charlie Chan basically hands the arrow to the sculptor, Watson. And Watson pulls out, now that he's got the murder weapon back.
And he mentions he's left-handed. The killer was left-handed. And he switches it real quick.
Yeah, and the murderer has to, be left-handed. But then he pulls out his revolver.
I think a little too soon, but yeah.
Definitely.
They always give themselves away at the end.
When he says it was lost. But then we've got the armor person right behind him. And he attacks him, and they capture him. End of story. They go over to the sculpture that the sculptor was working on. And
Charlie Chan figured it out when the arrow didn't go through the clay.
Right. It hit something, and he pulls out the distributor cap, which was taken off of the car, so that they can now
all go on living happily ever after.
Yes.
Yeah. So they all, get the heck out of there.
And I think they got a free reading from Madame Saturnia.
Isn't Lucy in trouble then? I mean, Paul's going to be a bachelor right now.
I think a whole bunch of people would have been in trouble, but obviously maybe for part 2.
A part 2, Castle in the Desert 2. But yes, this was a 9 out of 10. Doctor says, "Oh geez, listen, there's no way I'm going through old time radio shows and taking out commercials. They are what they are. They were back. The Winston ones really cracked me up, just because that's kind of I had a couple uncles who always smoked those, and I'm like, yeah. Anyways, there you go, you guys. We got it in. What a tough beginning there. I was trying to figure it out. Restream is all messed up. Restream, you're supposed to make things easy and simple, and you did not do that. But I did just type in the thing and put the description in, and I pressed go live. So I'm going to go delete the older one, and then I'm going to fill in what I need to for this one. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hit the thumbs button, hit the thumbs button, the thumbs up button. Whoo! How can you miss a Sunday night with me and Dave? I mean,
It would be sad. Oh,
I'm the one that's talking, and I enjoy these.
Okay,
so much.
Sorry for interrupting.
Well, I mean, I was just saying how much I enjoy these. I mean,
I enjoyed them too. And
we're so entertaining. We should have 1,000 people watching us.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this. Last week, you and I surpassed, of all of our little videos together, 100,000 views.
Really? Okay.
So we've done 72 episodes. We have over 100,000 views.
Can I ask you a question?
You just did.
Did you pull the calculator out for that?
I did. I did.
Dave and the numbers. Listen, I'll
and it's not just like a calculator.
It's an old school
graphing calculator.
No way.
Oh, dude, numbers are amazing.
Way to go, though. That's a lot of viewing time. And thank you all for viewing them with us. And thank you, Lulu Bell. She was right on the dot. 45 pens and pencils in that mug, right, Dave?
Yes, 45.
Right on the dot. Perfect, Lulu Bell. So get a hold of me and I'll send you something off. Hello, MOR. Good to see you. We're ending the show. Let's not name all the smokes back in the day, please. Okay, please also make a spreadsheet at Dave.
JoJo does not want to go there.
Listen.
I have the best spreadsheets you've ever seen in your life.
Listen, there's going to be an intervention here soon with Dave.
That's fine.
On air.
That's fine.
We'll make it a Christmas special. Dave's intervention Christmas special. Oh, man.
Who do you think told him to throw the ice water on Coach so-and-so?
Dave hasn't thrown a pen or pencil away in the past 30 years.
Only if they run dry.
No, even if they run dry, they're in a box somewhere.
No, I dump them because I got to make room for others.
Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate it. I would never miss us either. I mean, this is probably the most entertaining hour and a half usually that you could find. Between my antics and Dave's pens. Anyways,
all right.
I'm giving you a lot of credit, ain't I? Dave's got to go. He needs to eat his Mediterranean salad.
Yeah, I'm going to put olive oil on it.
Extra virgin. Polyethanols. Let me just say that, people. Okay, Dave.
See you at Kolchak.
Yeah.